to another edition of Play Your Melody. I'm Paul Canzoneri, and today I'd like to talk to you about a couple of pentatonic ideas that I use all the time and I think you might get a lot of value from too. Alright, so the first idea I want to share with you today is the idea of sliding between pentatonic shapes to kind of like move your way around the entire fretboard. Yeah, it's a kind of cool little thing. I like the sound of it, you know, just connecting and all the slides. Sounds really cool, very smooth. It's also, you know, it's really good for your knowledge of the fretboard if you can do an exercise kind of like this. And basically all you're doing is you're just, you know, you're looking at the different shapes, all the different positions for the pentatonic scale, and you know, you're just sliding in between the shapes and patterns that, you know, at will. There's really no method or pattern. And you know, doing this for quite a while, it really gives you a good knowledge of, you know, where all the shapes are and how they connect on the fretboard, and it helps you to get from, you know, one part of the neck to the other very smoothly. And you know, it's really great for somebody who tends to get stuck in one position, you know, for a long time, and it'll really free up your playing and free up that kind of like caged, boxed-in sound that one might get, you know, if they just tend to stay in one position all the time. Alright, so the second thing I really enjoy doing with the pentatonic scale is sequencing it. Much like how you can sequence the, you know, a scale or an arpeggio, you can do the same thing with the pentatonic scale. And here are some common sequences that I really enjoy doing. This one is a group of 4 sequence right here. This one is like a every other note type of sequence. You can do like a group of 5, 6, 7, you know, so on and so forth. Another cool little sequence idea you can do is, if you notice, if you're playing with the cage system, you have 5 patterns of the pentatonic scale. They all have 2 notes per string, or you can, you know, play them that way. And if you do it like that, you can make little sequences out of, you know, each little chunk or string chunk, you know, pattern. And you know, you can play a sequence like a string skipping one, kind of like this. You can do a like 6-note sequence, but you're using, you know, 2 notes from the like E string, the A string, and the D string. Sounds something like this. And so on and so forth. You know, there's a million sequences you can use in that realm too. So, you know, just take the time and, you know, learn a couple, get them under your fingers, and you know, you'll see a lot of cool things you can do with the sequences. Alright, so lastly but not leastly, I would like to talk about, you know, using the pentatonic scale as a rhythm guitar device. You know, which I think is really cool over certain styles, you know, especially over, my favorite is like the funk kind of groove, and you know, using it over that. Now, when you use it as a rhythm guitar device, you're probably going to end up using a lot of, you know, little single note, repeating kind of lines, and you might mix it up with, you know, some double stops thrown in here or there to break up the monotony. But, you know, it's really cool, and it's, you know, really easy to do, and, you know, if you know the pentatonic scales, that means you can kind of play over, you know, any, you know, track you should come across, you know, and it's going to sound very cool. Something like this, in fact. Okay, so that was, a couple of little ideas you can use with the pentatonic scale, and a couple different ways you can go ahead and use it. I hope that you can take it and, of course, experiment with it. Try and use some of the ideas I gave you, and then come up with your own. And try and come up with some cool sounds and play over a bunch of different styles, keys, all kinds of different stuff. Once again, this was Play Your Melody. I'm Canzoneri, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you next week.